The Dallas Mavericks sent shockwaves through the NBA when they pulled off a blockbuster trade for 8-time All-Star Kyrie Irving. Kyrie is one of the most talented players in the world, and the Mavs are not getting a better player for the price that they paid. Yeah, you heard that right. And I'm going to tell you why. So what did it cost Dallas to acquire Kyrie Irving? The trade involved an unprotected first-round pick, 2 starters in Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith, and 2 second-round picks. While this may seem like a lot to some, the Mavericks believe that Kyrie can help them reach the next level this season, and even win a championship. We all know Irving is a proven winner, with a championship ring and multiple All-Star selections under his belt. He's a talented scorer, a creative playmaker, and a fierce competitor, and the Mavericks are hopeful that he can bring those qualities to their team. As many of you know, Kyrie had a polarizing tenure with the Brooklyn Nets, but now he's looking forward to starting fresh and embracing a new environment. Before he was traded to the Mavericks, several teams were in the mix, including the Los Angeles Lakers, Phoenix Suns, and LA Clippers. But ultimately, the Mavericks were able to secure the deal and bring Kyrie to Dallas. Irving has been having yet another impressive season, averaging 27 points, 5.1 rebounds, and 5.3 assists, with impressive efficiency while with the Nets. And now with Doncic by his side, the Mavericks now have the highest scoring duo in the NBA this season, with a combined average of 60.5 points per game. When Irving was asked about his trade, he said, "Super excited, grateful for the opportunity, really feel wanted. And I know they had to give up some pieces for me to get here, so I don't take that for granted." This means he was happy with the trade, and he is ready to get the job done with Luka alongside him.
We thought we really needed the opportunity to get another player like Kyrie that's transcendental, would give us the best backcourt in the NBA. We have probably the best ball handler in Luka, and now we feel like we have the second best as well. And that creates unique opportunities, puts a lot of pressure on the defense, allows us to rest Luka more when Kyrie's on the court and Luka is resting. So we think it's really going to be good for us.
Irving and Luka. Will these two be a clean fit when they take the floor together? This is a question that is on most of our minds. In most situations, it usually takes time for any player to adjust to a new situation, learning the nuances that come with new teammates and the like. Yes, I know, Irving had already made his debut with the Mavs, putting up an impressive 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists in the Mavericks' 110-104 win against the Clippers. But will this be the same with Luka on the court? Only time will tell. But Irving is no stranger to playing alongside other superstar talents. With his NBA career and Olympic experience, he's comfortable leaning on his experience to help him fit in anywhere. In his recent interview after joining the Mavs, Irving said, "It's still a wait and see, but I think of me as a hooper, me as a basketball player. Am I worried about us coexisting or finding cohesion? No." This was when he was asked about fitting in with Doncic on the court. Irving Impact. The Mavericks' near meltdown against the Pelicans is the latest example of Doncic's supporting cast failing to establish a rhythm and consistency without him on the court. When Doncic suffered a right heel contusion in the third quarter, the Mavericks were leading by 27 points and showed little signs of allowing the travel-weary Pelicans to end their 9-game losing streak. But after Luka Doncic limped to the locker room, things started to get interesting for the Mavericks. The Pelicans outscored them 49-27, but in the end, the Mavs escaped what could have been a potential overtime nightmare as the officials admitted to blowing a call and nixing a Dallas turnover. As you can see, the Mavericks currently rank 9th in offensive rating. However, when Luka Doncic is on the court, the team has the best offense in the league. Is it when he heads to the bench that the team has struggled? Dallas is 2-7 when Luka has set out this season, as they lacked a true creator that could get the offense rolling.
I mean, amazing, man. I think it's only our first game together, but I think it's so fun to play with this guy. He's an amazing basketball player, and, I think it's going to be really fun. And today, first game, it was really fun too.
That worry no longer exists now that Kyrie Irving is on the team. Irving is not only an all-star starter, but he's also versatile and can play on and off the ball. And let's not forget about his shooting abilities. He is shooting 38% on catch-and-shoot threes. With Kyrie now running the show when Luka isn't around, the Mavericks offense will continue to roll. It's going to take some time, but the Mavericks are hoping that with Luka and Kyrie at the helm, they'll be unstoppable. They wanted another elite scorer to join the team, and Kyrie was the perfect fit. Irving is no stranger to playing off the ball and being the second option. He's done it before with Kevin Durant in Brooklyn and LeBron James in Cleveland. And now he'll be doing it with Luka. The combination of Luka's playmaking skills and Kyrie's scoring ability can make the Mavericks a force to be reckoned with. It's exciting to see how this partnership will develop and how it will impact the team's success. Luka has been doubled the most out of any player in the league, as that is the only way of slowing his offense down in the past. But now, when teams decide to double Luka like this, you got Kyrie Irving attacking a 4-on-3 situation, which he thrives at. He's made a career living off that. The Mavericks offense should be elite, but there are still plenty of questions. But, yep, there's a big old but. This trade is putting the Mavericks on a tightrope, and to say it's just undesirable would be too kind. It's more like their front office watched the first episode of Squid Game and then immediately flew to South Korea and asked to participate. I know this sounds extreme, but the stakes are high. This trade will either make or break their season. It's a risk that they're taking, and only time will tell if it pays off. Irving is a showstopper. There's no denying that. With his incredible offensive skills, he remains one of the best in the game. Here's the thing, Skip. The Dallas Mavericks traded away their best perimeter defender, Dorian Finney-Smith, and the 6'5" guard, Spencer Dinwiddie, to get him. And while there is no doubt that Irving is a fantastic offensive player, his defense has been known to waver. Now, some of you might be thinking that Dallas still has strong defenders like Reggie Bullock, Josh Green, and Maxi Kleber. And yes, they do have some talented players on their roster. However, the team's defense has been struggling all season long. In year one under Jason Kidd, the Mavericks made a push to 7th in defensive rating, and their defense was even a key factor in getting them to the conference finals. But this season, things are different. Dallas currently sits at 24th in the league, allowing 114.9 points per 100 possessions. And trading away 2 of their best defensive players makes this worse. Jamal Murray, Ja Morant, Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker, and Stephen Curry are just some of the superstars who will be in the playoffs, but who will be tasked with guarding them. If Bullock and Green are up to the challenge, then who will match up against second stars like Desmond Bane, Paul George, Chris Paul, and Klay Thompson? Last year, Bullock and Finney-Smith rarely left the court during the playoffs, as Dallas needed both of them to defend at a high level to get stops. However, Finney-Smith is now in Brooklyn, and the inexperienced Green will have a tough time keeping his fouls down in a larger role. Controversies. Kyrie Irving is no stranger to controversy and drama. Despite his many accolades and likability among players among the league, his frequent outbursts have damaged team chemistry, caused disappointment, and made headlines both nationally and internationally. This season, the Brooklyn Nets made headlines after suspending him for 8 games. The reason? Irving shared a film on social media that was said to contain dangerous anti-Semitic conspiracy theories. And Kyrie went ahead and fueled the drama with several combative news conferences, making the situation even more intense. To make matters worse, Nike also dropped Kyrie as a custom shoe sponsor. That is not all. Last season, Irving missed the first half of last season and only played 29 games after declining to get a COVID-19 vaccine, which was required by the New York City local ordinances. This decision caused quite a stir, and there were protests outside net games from people who were against vaccine mandates. Although Irving comes with more off-court baggage than most, the Mavericks are still ready to make a push in the Western Conference.
Yeah, Kyrie's Kyrie, man.
What do you mean Kyrie is Kyrie?
I mean,
When you think of Kyrie, what do you think of?
the NBA champion, probably the best ball handler ever in the game. Amazing player, and it's gonna be fun to play with him.
But what's really exciting for Mavericks fans is that they've finally gotten star Luka Doncic some real help. With this new addition, the Mavericks are looking stronger than ever and ready to take on the competition in the Western Conference.